going on, everybody? It's Ricky with Videohomicide, back with day 23 of the 31 Days of Horror. Today we're going to take a look at a film from, I believe, 1997. We've got, directed by Luis Loza, Anaconda. Oh my fucking god. First of all, my dad, put this in this yellow case, years ago, and I always found this, so fucking cool. I never seen a yellow case before back then. But anyway, Anaconda, hate it or love it, I love it. It's the story of a group of filmmakers going to make a documentary about this lost group of natives way out in this Amazon jungle. And along the way, they meet Jon Voight, who's, I believe his name's Paul. I almost said Paul Sorvino, but that's the guy from Goodfellas. I think his name's Paul in the film, but he's got some plans that he's not sharing with the party that sort of rescue him from his wrecked boat. Of course, he's known to the driver of the production crew's boat. Doesn't let it be known. They're snake poachers. So that's what the movie's about. It's about him using these people, using their boat to go and try to catch an anaconda and sell it for millions of dollars. Now, this movie is famously stars Jennifer Lopez and Ice Cube, Eric Stoltz, fucking Jon Voight. Who else? I think Owen Wilson's in this film. He is. I don't know the name of that one chick. And then the dude from fucking Richie Rich that was Cadbury, he's in this film. And I think this is probably how Ice Cube got that guy to do the intro to that one West Side Connection fucking album. If you're a fan of West Side Connection, highly recommend. I think it was The Gangster, the Killer, and the Dope Dealer. I think it was that album. Or that's the album that had that song. I think it was called Terrorist Threats or something like that. I don't think it was Bow Down. It might have been the one that had Bow Down. Fuck, I'm blanking out. But anyways, I love this flick. I watch it at least maybe 3 times a year, which might sound sickening to some, but really good stuff. Some of my favorite moments in this film, obviously, the beginning of the film I think is very scary. It always freaked me out when I was a kid, Danny Trejo, although I didn't know it was fucking Danny Trejo back then, he's being attacked in his boat. It never shows the snake, but, it shows him running from it. It's kind of like Evil Dead, where he's, running from an unknown assailant, and he ends up going up onto the flagpole of the boat, or whatever you call it, the crow's nest, and up there, he blows his fucking brains out, so he doesn't have to deal with the death of the anaconda. So that's sort of our cold opening, and then we switch on to meeting Jennifer Lopez, Eric Stoltz, all those people. Ice Cube plays a badass in this film that smokes little cigars, and I think he was listening to an Ice Cube song at one point in the film, which is hilarious. And then that English guy tries to turn it off, and then Ice Cube pulls out a fucking switchblade. Love that shit. I love when they finally get that Paul guy on the boat, because I think he's probably the show stealer, because everything he says is kind of cinematic. At one point they were talking about alcohol, and he's three whiskeys is breakfast on the river, and all this shit, really cool stuff. And he calls that one girl Baby Bird. Hey, Baby Bird. I always fucking like that. Sick fuck that Paul Sorvino. No, I keep wanting to call him Paul Sorvino, but really liked that scene where they go to that bridge, or that blockade, and there's the totem poles of the snakes and stuff. And one of my favorite parts or favorite lines in that film is when, Owen Wilson and the Paul guy, they're putting the dynamite around that bridge, and then something touches Owen Wilson's leg, and he's I felt something. And Paul's yeah. And he's no, I did. No, I'm serious. And Paul goes, yeah, me too. It's just very kind of eerie. He's very nonchalant about what's going on. And that scene where he gets the monkey, and oh man. And later on, where they puts monkey blood on Ice Cube and Jennifer Lopez, it's crazy. I don't think I've seen Ghost of Mars, but it's been so fucking long. I don't remember if Ice Cube dies in that film. I don't think Ice Cube's ever died in a movie. And in this film, you would have thought he would have been the first to go, if you're going by stereotypical bullshit, especially of that era. All the black dudes, black chicks died first. If you take a look at Scream 2, you take a look at fucking I'm blanking out right now, but that was a trope back then. Even in the movie Scary Movie, I don't know why I thought about this, but in Scary Movie, after the first murder happens, and they go to the schoolyard, and they're going through all the news, all the different news channel vans, and they're oh, there's this horrible murder, blah blah blah, and they get to the BET fucking truck, and it's like this dude, and he's like, reporting live for Black TV, white folks is dead, we're getting the fuck out of here, and like they all like just bail. I love that. Speaking of scary movie, I think that movie deserves a little bit more credit than it gets, like, but like the bad taste that's left in people's mouths are from those later sequels. But Scary Movie 1 and even Scary Movie 2 are solid, good horror comedy films, like parody films. I love them. I think they're really fucking good. But back to Anaconda. I love the way the Anaconda looks. I think the animatronics work great. I think all of the blending of CG and animatronics was still at that era where it didn't, like, it kind of looked a little, like, you can tell that it's CG, but it was like good enough that, it was like the top tier video game graphics of the era. You know what I'm saying? So like that scene where the snake is spinning Owen Wilson, like there's obviously some CG happening there, but then later on in the scenes there's a lot of practical, which is great, because we're fans of practical effects, and it's great to see like such a big monster unleashed on a bunch of people without, like, it being 100% CG, like with those fucking Jurassic Park films or whatever it is, So if you're neglected to watch Anaconda because you think it's going to be like a cheese fest, in ways it is, but it's still pretty fucking fun and pretty good. And I'll always definitely check this out, like I said, a few times a year, just because it's a childhood favorite. And when you see like an actual anaconda snake, like, first of all, the one in this is like fucking 1,000 feet long. It's massive, but I've seen some videos on YouTube where there's like an anaconda like crossing a street, and it doesn't look that big. Like maybe if it was stretched out, maybe like 15 feet's pretty fucking big. But I mean, like, it's not like the size of a fucking, it's not like this round, It's not gonna like take a whole human. Maybe it will, maybe a kid, but who the fuck knows, man. But anyways, that'll do it for day 23 of the 31 Days of Horror. Anaconda, love it. Let me know what your thoughts are on this film. If you hate it, if you love it. If you hate it, tell me why you hate it, because I'm interested to know, because I fucking think this movie's flawless. Not exactly, but yeah, man, it's a thriller, not exactly horror, but well, it is horror to me. It fucking scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. This might be the first PG-13 fucking film on the list, but long live Ice Cube. I think he's I think he was underrated. I think he should be in more horror films. But he opted out for, the comedies and stuff, which is great, because Friday, next Friday, Friday after next, awesome. Barbershop films, just rewatched them recently, still fucking awesome. Really love Ice Cube. So I'm going to throw on the fucking Predator album and just jam out. So thanks for watching. Leave a 666 in the comments, and adios.